Well, Victor is a community member, and that's what we remember him as, is just not within, say, the hockey structure or sports. He was Bonnyville. He was what it meant to be in a tight community, and his contributions to the town of Bonnyville and the MD and the community.
That name has always gone hand in hand. Victor Ringuette in Bonnyville, Alberta. It goes along with a great man that has been completely selfless in his life, from what my knowledge is. The B&R Eccles family and the Ringuette family.
He cared about the community. He wanted to make sure everybody always seemed to, always wanted everyone to be happy. He cared what was going on around him with all the organizations, and he just wanted to make sure everybody was happy.
He never asked for anything in retribution. Actually, in our archives, I have just one picture of him, just one. Other than that, we have nothing in our own archives. We know he was here somehow, always helping us, but no, he never ever wanted anything in back. He was a really, really humble human being.
Victor was number one, he was a friend. He was a friend to pretty much everybody. You could always just call him up and go sit with him, have a coffee. He was an extraordinarily generous, kind man.
Well, he was brilliant. He was the smartest guy I knew. He'd be the first guy to buy, say, the biggest picker truck in the area, just because no one else had one and he thought that would work. And I used to give him little ideas about things that we needed, and by the next day he'd be calling me and he'd say, yeah, we're gonna get that. And that happened quite often. I think he just had a good instinct on things.
So I would say that Victor to the community was a pillar in our community, as he supported non-for-profits through his charitable contributions, which allowed those non-for-profits to prosper.
Yeah, I mean, Victor was obviously a generous person to the whole town of Bonnyville, and not just Bonnyville, the Lakeland region, the Midwest region. He helped a number of organizations probably over the last 3 or 4 decades. He always just looked out for people. He wanted to make sure people had the best, that they're taken care of, that they're happy. He always remembered people's names. He never forgot names. Just a generous man, very humble, kind. He was never too serious. He liked to joke around from time to time. So all in all, just a tremendous human being.
And for me, that philanthropist and that generosity that Victor has instilled, I believe you see it through other community businesses and organizations today. He set the bar, he set it very high, and he set it almost at an unattainable reach. But that's great for our community, because working in other communities, you know how special it is to be in Bonnyville.
He made things happen. He allowed things to go ahead. He was the major sponsor for so many events in the area. He allowed us to go forward with those events, knowing that the basics were covered. He allowed organizations like the Oilmans to have those events so that we could make money to give to other organizations. He was just amazing man.
Yeah, Victor was always there to support minor hockey, whether he was helping out with tournaments at the younger levels, or helping out with our older Lakeland Panther or Lakeland Jaguar programs. So whether it's sponsoring a tournament or jerseys or minor hockey as a whole, we felt the benefit from Victor.
So Victor's, charitable contributions to organizations in the community helped pave the way for other nonprofit organizations to exist. And so what that's been able to do for Kids Sport is allow us to fund even more kids into sport and other activities. And we've just been able to carry on what he's done and carry on his legacy going forward in helping fund a lot of kids into different sports and activities.
Well, Victor input in the shelter and the impact was so positive. Through so many years, he donated thousands of dollars in services to the shelter. Money that instead being spent moving the buildings, bringing anything from the city to here, that money was spent directly in the animals. People
like Mr. Victor Ringuette have a huge part in those franchises, and without Victor and without the BNR family, the Bonnyville Pontiacs would not exist today. And I can say that very confidently. He was a founding father of the organization. There's a plaque that hangs in our lounge that has the list of founding fathers. And if you look around the RJ Lalonde Arena and all over, you'll see small portions of thanks that we've given to Victor over the years, because we know without him and his family and the BNR family, we wouldn't be here today.
Back in 2014 and 15, the Senior Pontiacs came back to life. They started up again. And at that time, they needed jerseys, and they were basically starting an organization from scratch again. So Victor was generous enough to donate the jerseys that we still wear today back then. So, and then every year he does a contribution as a team sponsor to make sure that we can get down the road and pay for busing in our ice times here at the hockey rink, and making sure that our local hockey players have a place to play.
Victor will be remembered as being a community person, and he showed, well, the strength of what it is to be a community, and that's what Bonnyville is, and Victor was a big part of that.
I think Victor will be remembered for the legacy that he's created and the example of donating to non-for-profits within our community, and kind of upholding that wonderful presence that he always carried with him.
He was the type of man that you wanted to give, so many different things to thank you and recognition, and he wanted nothing to do when it came to recognition. He just wanted to make sure that your organization was successful and that you represented the community of Bonnyville and the area and the Lakeland region with pride.
Yeah, I mean, Victor's legacy is, going to be a part of our community, our organization, all the other organizations in Bonnyville and the Lakeland forever. There's tremendous people that worked for him at BNR that are going to continue to, carry on that legacy, from his kids, his wife, to all the people that worked for him.
Thank you, Mr. Ringuette.
Thank you, Mr. Ringuette.
Thank you, Victor, for everything you've done for Bonnyville Minor Hockey, Lakeland Panthers, Lakeland Jaguars, and thank you, Ringuette family, for allowing Victor to do that and to be there for him.
On behalf of the Bonnyville Senior Pontiacs, we would just like to extend our thanks to Mr. Ringuette, Victor, for all the contributions and the support over the years. Without you, we're not in existence, so we can't thank you enough for all the help and the continued support from not only yourself, but your family as well. So thank you very much to the Ringuette family.
On behalf of the Bonnyville Junior A Pontiacs, I can't say thank you enough to Victor Ringuette and the Ringuette family and the BNR family for the continued support over the years. Without the support of Victor and the BNR family, the Pontiacs wouldn't exist today, and we wear his logo proudly everywhere we go, and will continue to for many years to come.
I would like to give a huge thank you to Victor, his family, his wife especially, who was behind him and supported him for everything he did. His boys, his daughters, the BNR team. I'd like to thank all of them for all the wonderful things they've done for this community and for the Oilmans throughout the years. It's been just spectacular. And most of all, I'd like to thank Victor for being a friend.
Thank you, Victor, your wife, your family, all the members of BNR Eccles for everything that you guys have done for our community, for our organizations, for allowing things to happen, things to go ahead, for being so generous, for being so inspirational to all of us. Thank you all.
Thanks, Victor, for everything you did for me and our community, and we really appreciate it. And we're always thinking about you.
Well, I would like to say thank you, Victor, for everything you did for the shelter. And we're still here thanks to you.